When you don't have boundary, you're basically saying that I don't respect myself and I would not prioritize myself. And so I don't care if you mean it or not, but the signal that you're giving out to people is that I am easy. And you are welcome to just come into my life, take whatever you want, and I'm still gonna be with you. That's the message that you're giving out. So you are wondering why those people never text you back, why your friends are always so selfish, or why you always have shitty employer. Think about the message that you're giving out. Think about the signal that you're giving out, because if you don't respect yourself, of course you're going to attract people that don't respect you. It's just that easy. You attract who you are, not what you want. Hello guys, my name is Jasmin and welcome back to my channel. So when I think about the word boundary before, I thought about not getting hurt at all and being very defensive. So in my head I was so I must have great boundary because I was very defensive person. But that's not what boundary is at all. Having boundary is not about not getting hurt. It's about knowing your value, knowing what you're worth, and having your own standard. So you make sure nobody crossed that line, or when they cross it, you defend yourself. And you also make sure that you don't settle for less. When people are offering you less than what you want, you don't settle. You are no, I know my value and I'm not gonna settle for this. This is what boundary is about. So for example, I used to work for a very toxic company. And on the outside, I would act so angry, you guys can't treat me like that. This is so unfair, blah, 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 blah. But I still chose to stay there. Now, this is a signal of not having boundary at all, because they can do whatever they want to me and I'm still gonna chose to stay there. And despite I can act so defensive on the outside, inside I was hurt. Inside I feel I do not deserve better. And so that's what I want to really think about. Everything that's happening in your life right now, are you just acting defensive but actually you do not have boundary at all? And a huge sign of this is that when people actually pull shit on you and objectively people cannot treat you like that, but deep down you feel shame, that's a sign of people are crossing your boundary. So because if deep down you really feel you don't deserve this, you wouldn't feel shame at all. You will straight out scream at them. You will straight out defend yourself and tell them no, you can't treat me like that. But a lot of times, especially women, when their boundary are crossed, deep down they feel so much shame and they refuse to share with other people. And what they do is they keep tolerating the situation until it gets really bad, especially in relationship. So today I'm going to share the tips I have learned throughout the years on how to effectively set a boundary for yourself step by step, and to really clean up those shitty people in your life and genuinely know your worth and not settle for less. Once you master this, I swear to you guys, your life is just going upward because nobody can pull you down. All right. So tip number 1 is to list down the quality of your dream self. What kind of quality does she have? What would she act like? And here, be so delusional, be so imaginative. Don't focus on the how. Don't focus on how you're gonna become her. Just list down whatever that you want to have. Because once you get so stuck on how you're gonna achieve that, how you're gonna become her, you will start playing small because you're I don't know how am I going to get there. No, don't do that. Just be so delusional. Whatever you want to have, you're gonna get it. So just list that down. And if you really have no idea what kind of person, what kind of quality you want to have, think about the people that you admire. Maybe it's a celebrity, maybe it's an entrepreneur, whatever. What are the qualities that you admire about them? Maybe that's something that you want. So just have a think, okay? And just be so delusional. And once you got that list, right? Think about when people are disrespecting you, or when you are put into a situation that is not good. How would she react? Not you, but how would she react to this situation? For example, when I started this journey, the first quality that I put on my list is confidence. the dream version of myself has to be so confident. So when she was put into a situation that people are like treating her like shit, or people are like trying to manipulate her, disrespecting her, how would she react? She would not tolerate this because she is so confident. She would stand up for herself. She knows her worth and she knows her value. So I was like, if this is how she is going to react this situation, then I will react to this situation like that. So I become closer to my dream self. And that really helped so much, guys. Like, not just in this like setting up boundary situation. Every day I would show up, and when like situation comes up, I will ask myself, what would my dream self react to this situation? What would her mindset be like? And how would she like, what would she eat for dinner? Whatever. Like, this really like just help you to upgrade your life fast, so fast. Because when you genuinely know what you want, you have a direction to work on. But lots of times you do not know who you want to become, what do you want in your life, and you're just going on your life with no purpose, and every day literally like is the same for you. And also I want to be clear that by setting a boundary, I don't mean like just go yelling at people, say like you shouldn't treat me like this, or tell them to go fuck themselves, whatever. Although that's sometimes what I want to do. But that's also something like the dream version of myself is not going to do that. I feel like the dream version of myself would like defend herself without losing her composure. And that's for me is like the best comeback. Because the thing is, when people are disrespecting you, a lot of times they are expecting you to react to that situation. So by you like telling them like, yeah, go fuck yourself, whatever, you're actually giving them what they want. So just be clear, like when people are like treating you with disrespect, you make sure like you don't react to that situation. But that's a topic for another time. Okay. And second thing is, list down the quality of your dream partner or the people that you want to surround yourself with. What is important about this is that once you have the quality that you want your people to have, your like your friends or your partner to have, you can use that to evaluate their action. When their actions do not align with what you want for them, you can just kick them out of your life, or you can at least like communicate with them like, hey, I really do not appreciate you doing this. So for example, for me, also like the dream quality of my partner or my friends, whatever, have to also be very confident. For me, confidence is so important. For example, when I'm dating someone and this person do something like, for example, they make a mistake and they refuse to apologize, that for me is telling me like, you actually have no confidence, because confident people would not have problems to admit that they do something wrong. They would just apologize. So when you're like going ahead and make up like so many shitty excuses, I'm like, yeah, get out. You're not the people that I want to be with. You kick them out of your life like real quick, and you make sure like you don't waste another second on those people. I feel like a lot of time we don't have boundary is because we are unsure what kind of boundary we want to have. You're kind of like second guessing yourself, like, am I just being too sensitive, or are these behavior really not okay? He or she or whatever, they can't treat me like this. You are unsure. But without those boundaries, you get so easily manipulated, because people can just show up in your life and like, no honey, you are too sensitive. I did not mean it at all. Like whatever. The next thing you know, he starts cheating on you because you don't have standard. But when you have that quality and they act that way, you're like, no, this is not okay. And you either try to respect that or get out of my life. And sometimes it's not even about like if this person is disrespecting you. It's simply like this person is not compatible with you. For example, maybe you want your dream partner to be like an introvert, and this person is like straight out an extrovert. He wants to like go out every weekend, whatever. Like something like this is just not compatible, and you have to respect your boundary in that way. So the next thing is, don't be desperate. Desperation is so bad, so bad. I for sure was desperate in lots of situation in my life, where like in a relationship, in jobs, in friendship, that I just feel like I'm so desperate, and I put myself in a situation like I know is bad for me, and or in a situation like I don't like, but I feel like I need to go out with them, I need to stay in this job, whatever. And I couldn't see it when I was in it, because that's just human brain works. When you want to believe in something, you can find so many evidence to back that up. For example, when you believe that you are not good enough, you can find a lot of things about yourself and to prove like I'm not good enough. But same, when you want to believe you are good enough, you can also find a lot of things to back up for yourself. So I'm saying this because I meet crazy badass women in my life, so many, and they're genuinely badass, they're so good at their job, but they are so desperate that they chose to stay in company that are sabotaging them, and deep down like they still feel like they deserve that, even though they have achieved so much in their career. And I'm saying this because desperation, in a lot of times, not all the time, but in most of the time, is a mindset. If you genuinely believe that you are desperate and you do not have a choice, then you are willingly to stuck in that situation and willingly to let people to sabotage you. And I see like really like so many women that are so great at their job, are so smart, and I'm like, why are you still staying in that relationship? Why are you still like working for those dickhead company? I do not understand. And that's what desperation is causing you. And lots of times like we put ourselves in that mindset without even second guessing it. Like challenge that thought, challenge your thought. Like, why do I have to be desperate? Am I really desperate for this job? Am I really desperate for this relationship? Because when you really like be honest with yourself and sit down with yourself, you're like, I'm actually not that desperate. If I don't have this job, tomorrow I'll find another one. Especially when you have like achieved so many things in your career already. Why do you think you will not get a better one? Why do you think you will not get a better job? You will not get a better life. You will not get a better partner. But when you put yourself in a desperation mindset, I'm telling you, it's not because better things are not showing up. Even when like God give you like a better opportunity in front of you, a better person in front of you, a better life opportunity in front of you, you're not gonna get it because you think like, oh, this is too good for me, I do not deserve this. Literally, this is what people do to themselves. And so have a look in your life. What are the things that you are so desperate about? Also, like when you're so desperate, people can just walk all over you, because deep down you don't think you deserve something better. And when you don't think you deserve something better, things will only get worse. Things will only get worse because you think about this. If you have a shitty boss, if you have a shitty boyfriend, they cross your boundary once and you're still willingly to stay there, stay in that job, stay in that relationship, whatever. You think they're gonna wake up one day and be like, because I crossed the boundary once, today I need to like, I need to be nice to her. Nah, people don't work like that. Today they're gonna cross your boundary more and see like where exactly, how much they can cross before you say no. So yeah, really, like tell yourself, you are not desperate. I'm telling you, don't focus on how. Don't focus on how you're going to get over this situation. Start telling yourself, I am not desperate. This is not the best I can have. I will get better thing. I will get a better opportunity. I will get a better job. I will get a better partner. I will get a better life. Watch things just unfold so differently. Because when you switch your mindset in that, you start like recognizing good opportunity into your life. That's just how it works. So the next tip is that you always prioritize yourself and make sure that you always make plans for yourself. So a lot of you do not have boundary because you literally don't have your own life. And on weekend, you're just sitting at home all day and waiting for your friends, waiting for your boyfriends, waiting for like even some random stranger on the internet to message you. And when they like message you in the very last minute, asking you like if you want to hang out, if you want to go for a drink, and you're like, yeah, let's go. And even you don't mean it that way, the signal that you're giving out to those people is that you are so easy and you do not have your own life. And that's when they treat you like so easily. That's why they do not respect you. Because when people are messaging you the last minute, it means that you are not on their priority list. It means that they call everyone else first. And those people are not free. That's why they're calling you at the very last minute, asking you if you want to hang out. And if you're still willingly to go out with them, that means like you're saying like, yeah, I'm okay with being on the bottom of your list. I'm still going to hang out with you. That's why you keep attracting people that are so shit. And so like, no, you want to prioritize yourself. Let them know that it's not okay to text me the very last minute because I have my own life. But in order to do that, you have to have your own life first. And I do not care right now, you don't know what you want to do. Sit down with yourself, stop scrolling on TikTok, and ask yourself, what do I want? What kind of person do I want to become? Either it's just sign up for a class, an online course, or go to the gym, learning how to make more money, whatever. That's a good plan for you. Also, don't think like you always have to be like doing something, because I don't want to like give you a false impression like if you're not signing up an online course right now, if you're not doing anything on weekend, like you're doing this wrong. It could also be like lying on your couch and watching Netflix the whole day. If that genuinely makes you relax, that's a good plan. And then you make sure that you keep that time for yourself. You make sure that you don't just jump out of your bed when someone call you last minute and be like, hey, you want to hang out? And then suddenly you're all dressed up and going out with them. No, you make sure that that is a relaxing time for yourself and you do not give that out. You make sure that everybody knows that if you want to go out with me, you're going to put into the effort of making plans with me in advance. If you cannot even do that, get out of my life. And yes, guys, that's all the tips I have for today. Like I said, I used to be someone without boundary because I just simply do not think I deserve it. I do not think I'm worthy. But once I start to really list down the standards that I want for myself and I want for the people around me to have, I just simply upgrade my life because I was acting like her every single day and I'm kicking out those shitty people in my life, and my mental health got so much better because I stopped wasting my energy on people that do not worth my time. Guys, your energy is so sacred. Make sure that you do not waste it on the people that are not worth it. Make sure that you keep your sacred energy for yourself and you only spend time with people that are actually worth it. And that's when you see your life just improve so much. And yeah, so I hope this video helps you and I hope you learn something from it. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye now.